I have to set up the face cam um like this because I don't know, I guess it's just not staying still, so you guys get the Nick Merckx face cam. For you guys that don't understand ball knowledge, Nick would only stream half his face. Oh, good old days. Anyways, you guys read the title. Let's get into the trade recap. Tried along to data highs today and overall hourly highs, but let's recap how I ended up getting my bias. I was actually pretty confident on this trade today, I'm not gonna lie. Been back testing a whole lot more, getting more data, and well, I guess we could get into this after, but been getting more data over the past couple of days and starting to get more confident in my system, but still, getting there. Anyways, starting off on the daily time frame, we still were within this daily bearish sell side inefficiency, but however, I wanted to see price action continue to the upside. I'm gonna be completely honest. I definitely forgot we were within a huge bearish daily fair value gap. However, I'm not gonna, you know, blame the bearish fair value gap just off of that. Going to the hourly, that's really where my buys was formed. There was nothing really on the 4 hour. Like I said, we had these highs up here. Previous day took out these highs where we shorted or something. I forgot. But hourly, we let me do this. We had made a retracement for this hourly bullish for value gap continuing to the upside and had this opposing huge hourly sell side inefficiency. In order to see whether or not we would validate this, I waited for the 10 a.m. candle to close. That would have given me my confidence on whether or not we would continue bearish to the downside or have potential to continue higher. We didn't have news today. If I go right here, oh yeah, this is the blown account, by the way. I go heavy risk on all my accounts, nothing new. And yes, I am gonna buy another one. But we didn't necessarily have high impact news today, so I don't know how we ended up forming really data highs and lows. But we did end up forming data highs. I wanted to see the highs get taken. Yeah, as we continue to validate this 15-minute busy bullish for rally gap, whatever you want to call it. Price action originally ended up failing to take this high right here, formed that bearish SMT with ES. And once we did that, I was expecting us to come down and take out this low. However, we also ended up forming an SMT with ES right here. Where was it? It was right here. Something along those lines, whatever the case is. Yeah, form that SMT with ES, and that is when we seen the change state of delivery back to the upside, executed targeting really these external highs. Wasn't the best in terms of liquidity draws. Data highs was definitely valid liquidity. However, the external, I typically don't trade internal to external, as you guys know. However, I will sometimes have those trades where we take out higher time frame internal, then I'll trade to higher time frame external, depending on the confluence and trade and all of that sort. However, seeing the SMT change state delivery to the upside, assumed okay, now we can take out these internal data highs. I at least wanted to see these taken out before any sign of bearishness. I failed to acknowledge this. However, we also had these hourly lows down here and down here. I thought could potentially be a draw on the trading day. When coming into market open, I wasn't quite sure what would happen. So we had a loose bias just waiting for price action to continue to develop to see what it wanted to do. I guess this was a consolidation before price action decided, you know what, we're going to continue towards sell side and take out sell side. Didn't end up getting an entry towards sell side after getting stopped out on the longs. We were within. I'm sure some people took continuations here down to these hourly lows. I didn't see anything I wanted to take down to that down to those hourly lows. But price action traded toward it, and now it's doing mumbo jumbo. So yeah, that was the trade on the trading day. I'm going to go recap this trade as per usual, and go back test more. Oh, I guess we'll talk about the back testing. Um, oh, what was I gonna do? Yeah, talk about the back testing. So I've been back testing a whole lot more. If you guys are kind of curious how I'm like structuring my back testing, because I'm in my stage where what I need is focus on my mechanical model, not my psychology. Psychology is pretty good. However, in terms of mechanics, understanding the chart, reading the chart, that's where I really need to focus and emphasize all my focus on at this moment in order to get to where I want to get to, aka, I guess, quote, profitability. I mean, trading is pretty freaking easy once you overcome the psychology part. It's just tedious once you do, because then you got to focus on model if you hadn't already focused on model. And that's what I'm focusing on right now. I'm in the tedious part. Or no, trading is very simple, but it's not easy. Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. Trading is very, very, very simple. Very simple. Model, psychology, journal, do that day to day, right? But it is not easy whatsoever. And what I'm focusing on right now is just collecting that last of the data that I need. So far, this is all we have. I mean, it's only been like, what, 2 days, 3 days? Okay, it's been since Monday. Um, Making sure these are, I'll show you guys some. Right here, I had 4 consecutive losses. This is my max consecutive losses in a row. I've found originally I thought it was 3. I had 3 consecutive losses here. Um, but I'm focusing on not manipulating the data, really focusing on journaling everything. I mean, I had times even when taking these losses, I was like, oh, nah, it was just a low quality setup. I'm gonna remove it. But then I thought to myself, if I remove it, it literally ruins the point of me doing this. I'm having this data here so I can see what works, what doesn't work. So in the live markets, when I do execute, I have confidence within my model, and or understand the probability of the confluences I use, utilizing them together in order to create, okay, I don't like how it only shows half my face. My face looks fat when I do that. I mean, my face looks fat in general. It's crazy. Bulking, gonna have to cut back down, then rebulk. Oh my gosh, bro. Anyways, so yeah, here, I'll just show you guys an example of, I guess, how I'm really focusing on backtesting. I have the win-loss, the model, I have few, and when I mean a few, I mean execution styles. All of them revolve around the same thing. You see all of them have change of state of delivery. Um, However, the only way it really differentiates is whether we took out liquidity or made a fair value gap retracement. I have SMT as well, so depending on the confluence, I'll throw that in there too. However, I have all the confluence here. It looks a little messy, but really, if I had to sum it down, liquidity or PD array for value gap, whatever you want to call it, change the state of delivery. That's all it is. These are just labeled a little differently because I label higher time frame, medium time frame, higher time frame liquidity as a whole, higher time frame SMT, medium time, all the same stuff. Then I put news, I put risk to reward, put order type, whether or not I waited for price action to make the retracement for the limit or just continued or I execute on market. And then I have my trade confidence. This is really where I'm what I'm focusing on is building stronger conviction within my setups that there's no way to do it than focusing on proper backtesting. Like I said, I used to dog backtesting, and there's people on TikTok that'll be like, oh, don't backtest. Backtest, bro. If you need to do it, do it. You know what you need to do. It's pretty simple. I knew I've been needing to backtest for the past months, but just procrastinated it. If I would have backtested months ago and done this months ago, I'd probably be making like 30K per month right now. Um, rinsing prop firms. But if I'm being completely honest, you guys would probably see the same style of video, maybe with more vlogs, and my bed would still not be made. Yeah. But let's go to a loss, for example. Same stuff, I put cause of loss, trade doubt, why I was doubting this trade, why I had lack of confidence, all that sort. So that's really what I'm doing within this. Planning to put more trades, gonna back this more today. But yeah, that was today's trade recap. I need to go hit my macros, go back test a little bit during the day. I really focus on at night back testing. Like, I close my blinds, turn off my light, just back test in the dark. Because I'm Batman, well, black man. Because I'm not a bat. I mean, I am Asian. I don't know if I could say that word. Um, you know, what am I talking about? COVID, um, and bats, and Asians, and I am half Asian, so I guess I am Batman. Bat black man. You understand. Anyway, anyways, I am going to go journal this trade. I'm probably gonna go journal it later, but I'm really gonna go focus on hitting macros. So, love you guys. Thanks for watching. Peace.